All right, I think it's time to get this monkey off my back. I know I left, some people were really interested in the photos that I pulled from that trail cam that survived a wildlands fire. And so even my own wife was saying you left people on a cliffhanger. I had over 4,000 photos. Of those 4,000, I'd say 3,400-ish have usable photos on them, mostly pictures of elk. Now, truth be told, to me personally, most of these photos aren't really all that interesting. What I did do, though, is I picked out the most noteworthy pictures, and I broke them out into 5 groups. Those groups would be calving season, first group. Second would be what I'm going to call pre-fire, or just before the fire. Third group, during the fire. Then post-fire. And then after post-fire is stuff that I'm going to call relevant for the current hunting year, which is almost over. All right, let's go through the summer calving. No shame. Let's go through the summer calving photos here. So this first one here, that's just me leaving the camera, obviously. Next day, I got a window licker. Nice clean ears. And one of the reasons why I left the camera where I did is this stuff in the background. It seems like they like to eat that stuff. I forget what it's called. I should know what that stuff is called, but elk do like to eat that. That calf hasn't been around for very long. It's calving season. And I think that was a result of sun glare or a window licker. Yeah, that. Window licker. Little spike. Buds. He's in with the cows. This one's smelling something in the air. Now take a look at these guys, these girls in the background right here on the right. I have glassed elk a ton, but I have never seen them do that. No, I think I've seen them feed in the trees like that, but I haven't seen them stand up on their legs like that. It's kind of cool. I'll go back a little bit. That just really stuck out to me. Anyway, moving on. Spike in a bowl. Bachelor group here. There's that spike in the background with the family group. I think the reason I pulled these photos aside is I think there's a bull in there somewhere. Yeah, he's right there in the middle. No, that's the spike. Oh, there, maybe that's him right there. But what I found interesting is how these bulls were playing. I'm guessing they were playing, and they're just kind of running riot through the family group. See, there's the two right there. They're just causing a ruckus. I mean, elk will play. It's kind of funny to watch. They're playing and they're causing a ruckus. There's Mama and her calf. And here comes the bull taking an interest. And I kind of wonder if she's putting herself in between the bull and her calf. I have seen this type of behavior with a mule deer, which I thought was crazy. And another window licker. It's kind of cool. You can see the veins in their head right there. Oh, I pull these ones off the side because that flash over there going back and then forward again, that flash over there is someone else's trail camera taking a picture. So someone else had a trail camera out there too. I never walked out that way, so I know they don't have me on their camera, but yeah, I think my camera may have been better placed in that one though, just out of pure luck. See, there it is again, take another picture. Isn't that crazy? I've never glassed them doing this behavior before, which is that's the first time I've really caught it on a trail cam too. So that's just cool to me. Everything, I mean, most of the pictures are just not interesting, but that one is. All right, I think that is the end of calving season. Let's move on to next batch of photos. All right, second group of photos. Pre-fire. Now, the wildfire has already started on another location on the mountain. It just hasn't reached my camera yet, but that's where this smoke is all coming from right here. So they're all moving in from right to left. Eating as I go. Oh, now I remember why that cow right there in the middle, it sat there for a couple hours. Keep an eye on the timestamp on that one. (9:08) and 10:31. So that cow almost sat there for almost an hour and a half before she got up. Looks like she's stretching like a dog or calling out, her mouth's open. Yeah. That's cute. Couple calves. And I think I pulled this one out because, let me see, yeah, I have to wonder if these are twins. Because these calves are sticking together with that one cow. And I don't see another cow in the picture. So I have to wonder, watch it run off too. So I have to wonder if those are twins. So here we go again with that same behavior. Someone probably more knowledgeable in elk behavior knows what that is. That's the first time I've really seen it. At least among cows. You know, and it's just crazy. It's almost like they're sparring or something amongst themselves. Look at them all move in though. The fire is coming to the area, so they're being bounced around quite a bit, and they're really herded up. And you see the smoke increasing in the background there. Look at all them cows and calves. Now, on my videos, when I say there's a cow, I mean cow elk. I differentiate between cows and cattle, you know, just for future reference. It's easy to get confused there, but look at all of them, man. That's just crazy. They're definitely being ping-ponged around by the fire. And the smoke is increasing. Oh, now check this out. Something spooked them, and I'm thinking it was I don't know what it was. It could have been a fire, but look at this. Zoom, all gone. They're just grazing, probably anxious. Something spooked them, and all you see is elk butt now everywhere. This is crazy. A couple coyotes. Still pre-fire. Here comes a bull. All right, I think that is all the pre-fire pictures. That's just all the stuff that's going on before the fire reaches the camera. All right, so now we're at the point where the fire is reaching the area my trail camera is in. Now, I don't think there's any way this guy did not see my trail camera. It's just impossible. He must have seen it. I don't think he really cared. I mean, he's got bigger things to worry about, but I think he's going in and trying to burn out some of the fuel before the main fire gets there. So I know he sets the tree in front of my camera on fire, and the tree behind my camera burnt too. So I kind of wonder if he walked around behind the camera and set that one on fire too, so it didn't actually get on film doing it. But there's no way he did not see my camera. No stinking way. Anyway, moving on. Actually, I think right there in the middle, that might be a flame, right? Barely. At least if you're watching this on a desktop or a TV. If you're looking on a mobile device, it's not going to show up. Anyway, let's just flip through these. And there we go. Yeah, I thought that was a flame in there. It's really going in the background. Little flare up back there. There's some flame there. Woof! Wait, 8:32. So, yeah, just a few minutes. Look how fast that fire grew. So 10, it's a couple hours later, we're at night now, infrared's going off. And I think all these little lines you're seeing are embers flying through the air. Now the flame is so bright, it's tripping off the daytime camera, not the infrared camera, and I think it's the fire behind the camera that's illuminating the, lighting up the area in front of the camera. At this point, I'm guessing the tree that the camera is on fire, or the one, or the directly behind the camera. Oh, watch this flare up. Boom! I really wish I got this on video, but photos will have to do. Okay, back to infrared. Oh, not now. Look at that flare. It looks like a geyser. Jeez. And the morning after, all that flame, and you still see a lot of green, which is crazy. All right, that's the end of the fire photos. Okay, post-fire pictures. The first elk came back like the very next day the fire went through. It did not take them long to return. There's a bull in the background. What's interesting is all the ash on their legs right here. Have to wonder if that cow got burnt, because that right there, look at the spotting on her fur. Have to wonder if she got burned. Almost looks like she's shedding her winter coat, but that's not her winter coat, you know? You got one cow laying down in the background over there, behind a tree. Wait. No, that's not a tall spike. That would be crazy. And the obligatory coyote. All right. That is what happened, what occurred there right after the fire. All right, this last group of photos is stuff that I'm going to call more relevant for the current year. Normally, trail cams have to be up by now. But honestly, at this point, I don't think any of this data is all that usable to anybody. But just the same, I don't know, without time and location, it's really not that usable. Anyway, here's bowl. Interesting is a group of bucks. Scratch, scratch. Huh, 3x2. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting, is the bucks are in there and the elk are in there too. And what happens is, I think the elk run the deer off. They're next to each other. Now look at the bucks running. I think that's the elk in the background over there. Yeah, it looks like they run the deer off. Look at that. Either that or they're all running from the same thing. But these girls here, they just stopped. This was a timestamp. Yeah. So I think that the elk may have run the deer off. Which is crazy. Why did I put this one in here? Oh, bull at night. That's why. Good dad boy. Can I zoom this in? Whoa. All right, let's do that. Starting to wish I hadn't done this. Yikes. Okay. Moving on. Another bowl. And then the cattle moved in. Always fun. I've learned a lot about the interactions between cattle and elk this year. It's not like sheep. If they were sheep, all bets are off, man. There's a tall spike. That's actually a good spike if spikes go. And I think he saw the cattle and he's like, okay, I'm out of here. 10:37, 1:50 the same day in the afternoon. He saw the cattle and he left. And this is probably the only time I've caught a cat on trail cam. Right there. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. One grainy photo. Two spikes. It seems like the spikes have been grouping up together to form their own herd as of late, which makes them a lot harder to find. You find one, you find them all. But it's not like they're spread out all over the unit now. Now this one was interesting because of that red thing on his tine right there. I thought that was interesting. I don't know what's going on with that. Two, three. All right. He's a good boy. No, this guy, I don't know. Raghorn. Yeah, it's definitely a raghorn. I mean, look at the difference between the antlers on this guy. Dinky. I think something spooked him there. He's running. Another coyote. Definitely a raghorn. He's a bit more mature. All right, well, that is it. I guess all I gotta do now is run this all through the editor and upload it off of my spectacularly fast wireless connection. But it takes me like 3 hours to upload a 10-minute video. Which is why I've been in no big hurry on this one. Anyway, I hope it was all you wanted it to be. And you have a good one.